Hi there, welcome to the Lad Mix Farm channel. It's Arthur here. In today's episode, I would like to see how to effectively grow pineapples for optimum production. Now, pineapples is a crop that is actually a fruit that is liked by most people. A very sweet fruit. It can actually produce quite heavily once planted in the right way. So today we'd like to see the best ways of how we can be able to propagate or grow this crop. First of all, it's a tropical fruit. It's a crop that grows mainly in warmer, but also slightly colder areas. There are a number of varieties actually out there, but in the East African region and in Uganda particularly, the most preferred variety is the smooth cayenne. It grows big and can actually weigh 4 to 6 kilograms once it's planted in a very fertile grounds. To grow it, ensure that the soil is actually having a soil pH of between 4.5 to 6.5. It could be black soils, sandy soils, loamy soils, but ensure to open up the garden and ensure that the soils are very, soft. This will, first of all, facilitate the easy penetration of roots as they try to pick up. So ensure that you prepare your garden adequately, dig the soils to make sure that they are soft and be able to, plant. Now, also if you could, try to apply compost manure of any kind. As you apply that, it will help make sure that this crop grows with high vigor from the onset. And it's preferred to plant at the onset of the rain season. Once the soils are soft, but also with the high amounts of rainfall, with the compost mixed in the soil, then once you plant this crop, it surely picks up very fast. Remember that pineapples are propagated vegetatively. You can either get suckers, you can either get flips or the crown. But in most cases, you'll find that it is the slips that are there common, because the suckers may be there, but they can only give you so much because they only get the suckers when they're trying to thin the amount of pineapples that they would like to leave maybe for the second harvest. The slips normally grow underneath a particular pineapple, and those are the ones that actually are propagated as seed. So those ones are normally very many. You'll find, for instance, one pineapple having around 6 slips. So once you've vegetatively propagated your pineapples, you'll be able to continue plowing it. Remember, when you're planting it, it is a crop that is best preferred if planted in rows. Because when you plant in lines, it is easier to do the weeding, it is easier to do the monitoring. And in these lines, you can plant in a spacing of 1.5 feet from one pineapple to the other within one line, and then 2 feet from one row to the other, from one line to the other. And so that one will give it optimum or the best spacing, which gives you enough room to weed, but also ensure that the pineapple has enough room to really grow healthy and put on a superior fruit. Now, as you continue weeding, once you reach the 6th to 8th month, be sure to start weeding as you add more soil on the pineapples. You follow the pineapple row and continue adding soil to ensure that the pineapple roots get deeper, soils, but also it helps the pineapple to anchor very well. Remember, if it's well fed, it's going to have to put on a very big fruit. And with such a big fruit, it needs a strong base to be able to grow firmly. Otherwise, if there are strong winds, or even if there are no strong winds and it has a very big pineapple, but the root system is a bit shallow, it will tend to fall off or break. So now, once you start adding these soils, you will really see the difference on how it is growing, how beautiful the whole garden will look. And in most cases, depending on the suckers you've been able to plant, if there may be suckers or slips or crown. For suckers, it takes you around 18 months to start harvesting. For slips, it will take you around 20 months to start harvesting. The crown is done, which takes more than 20 months, maybe around 22. But in most cases, people go for the slips. So once you look after your garden very well, at 18 to 20 months, you'll start harvesting your crop. This is a crop that can take you, let's say, 3 months as you continue harvesting. And then once that crop is done, it will take you another 9 to 11 months to pick the second harvest. And these are from the suckers that will have grown underneath to try, once it flowers actually, it signals that it's the current shoot is getting old, and therefore it starts generating new shoots that are suckers, which will give you more pineapples. And this time around, when it is shooting, it actually provides like 2 or 3 suckers. If the soils are very fertile, no need to thin, unless if you feel that the soils are not good enough to hold all the 3 fruits. Otherwise, during the first harvest, you'll only pick 1 fruit from a particular sucker, but that sucker will give birth to additional 3 suckers once you remove the first fruit, and that means you'll be having yourself around 3 fruits to harvest after 9 to 11 months. Depending on how you look after the garden and you continue applying this compost manure, ensuring that you are weeding and no weeds are bothering the pineapples, you will even be able to harvest the 3rd time. But remember, the first harvest is normally the biggest fruit, and then the second harvest is usually medium but still very big fruit for the market, and then the 3rd one is normally smaller. So that one marks the end of that pineapple garden. That means the pineapple garden is getting old. But remember, as you get the first fruit, there are many slips that you're actually removing. You can be able to propagate and plant other acres. And then as you also get the second harvest after 9 to 11 months, you'll also get additional slips that you can use either to open up more garden, expand, or sell off, as well as the 3rd one. So thank you so much. So if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. And if you're a regular, thank you so much for being part of the Lad Mixed Farm family. We value your opinion, we value your feedback. Be sure to send us your comments and we shall respond as we get the time. Thank you so much.